What's up, everyone? Mark Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Check it out, guys. So I got this email, and I'm going to address it because I couldn't really explain it. I couldn't really explain it in text. I couldn't explain it in an email in how I wanted to kind of explain the situation to this gentleman. And I'm not going to say his name because it's a delicate subject. Obviously, he hasn't told his parents. And I think it's got to be a real email. And even if it isn't, I think I need to state my opinion on this and also hopefully open people's minds. And I know that the bigotry will be big in the YouTube comments section, because when people hide behind closed doors and they're in their room and they're hating people and living miserable lives, sometimes they like to make other people feel bad about their decisions and what they choose to do with their lives and their sex lives. Now, this comes from a man. Hey, Mark, I love your videos. I can't find a way to tell my parents I like trans women. That'd be a woman, I believe a woman with it was being a man. I'm not sure. When I was in high school, I started liking trans women. I told some friends and the rumor got around that I like trannies. People called me faggot, so I said fuck them and fuck anyone else who called me gay. When I turned 23, I thought it was time to finally meet one. I met her on the internet and we talked and met up at a bar later that day. Father told my parents that I had sex with a trans woman. Trans woman, is that a guy becoming a girl? I believe that might be. I'm not quite sure of the terminology, but I don't think it really fucking matters, because I'm going to get into my viewpoint on this. If I were to tell my parents that I had sex with a trans woman, they would call me a failure of a son and a faggot. Please help. You know what's funny is I was just speaking to a very, very good friend about this the other day, and I want to go back to something, happened a few years ago. I was actually visiting my distributor in the UK. Now, as you guys probably know, most of my viewpoints in life are pretty socially conservative. Even though I dress in tights and I run around and I curse a lot, I'm generally a social conservative, whereas I'm not into weird shit. I'm pretty damn normal, where that's concerned. And I'm not the biggest fan of abortion. I don't believe it should be illegal, but I'm not a personal advocate of it. I'm kind of I have my viewpoints on that. That's besides the point. But I thought for sure that I'd be more conservative than liberal Great Britain, because I was over there visiting a distributor, and here's a bunch of guys who I thought, well, they're gonna think this way. And topic came up at dinner: what if you found out your son was gay? They asked me what if I found out. I said, I wouldn't give a fuck as long as he's happy. And frankly, I don't care if my kid's gay or straight. I don't want to hear about their sex life at all. As soon as my daughter turns 16, I'm gonna go Ultimate Survivor Alaska and fucking live in an island. I don't even fucking want to know about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to know who my kids are having sex with. I don't want to know. I was a teenager once. I'm still someone's kid now, and I really don't want anything to do with anything of that. I don't care who they're having sex with. I don't care if my son is gay, as long as he's happy and he's found himself and he feels good, and he's happy with himself and his choices. I'll support him every step of the way. If my son came to me when he's 17 or 16 or hell 14, obviously not now. I don't think you can decide your sexual choice at 6. I think that that's a situation where you want to look up and say, hey, you do what you want to do. It's your life. Just make wise choices. Don't be a slut either way, and do your thing. Now, with you, sir, if that's what you like to do, you like to do it. And you have a choice. You can either stay in the closet, which, honestly has its merits. You can keep it to yourself and just let bygones be bygones. Just fuck who you want to fuck, do who you want to do, be who you want to be. Or you can go ahead and you can tell them and just not give a fuck. Just be ready to have your parents disown you. I know a lot of people, believe it or not, who have been disowned by their parents due to their sexual orientation. And it's sad, it's pathetic, and it says a lot that about someone's undenying love towards their children. If you truly love your children, you love them for who they are, not for who they sleep with, not for who they choose to fraternize with, not for who they choose to, spend their life with. You don't hate them for that. Bottom line is, be you. Be who you want to be. If you want to, if you want to cover a girl in whipped cream, do what you want to do. If you want to go ahead and you want to date dudes, if you want to date chicks, if you want to date anybody who's a consensual person, that's your fucking business. What you do in the bedroom is your business. What you do on your own time is your business. And you need to realize that that's that. Now, if you tell your parents, they're obviously going to hate you. It sounds like it. And honestly, failure of a son, it depends. Do you have a successful career? Are you happy with yourself? That's not a failure. If you want to tell them, you need to realize that one of your options, what's going to happen, one of the two things that are going to happen, they're going to accept it and move on and be accepting. But it sounds like with your parents and what you're expecting, they're going to call you a faggot and they're going to hate you. Now you got to really just look at, is it worth telling them? Do you keep your relationship or do you keep it to yourself? I really don't know. And if you were to tell them, I say you just sit them down. I don't think you should go to dinner. I don't think it's something you go to do in public. Sit down, have a family meal, whatever, sit on the couch, say, look, I want to talk about something. Say, look, here's what I am, here's who I love, and here's what I want to do. It's just like coming out of the closet as a homosexual or whatever your orientation may be. You just got to come out and say what you feel. And if they accept you, they accept you. But be real. Be cognizant in the fact that they might tell you that you are a faggot and a failure son. And if they tell you that, be ready to just move on and just pick up with your life. You know what? I had a situation where I don't speak to my mother right now because of some choices she made in life. And I tried to rekindle it. I tried to make it happen, but it didn't happen. And you have to make those choices. Sometimes it's a hard choice to make, but for the betterment of you as a person and the betterment of you of your life, sometimes you just have to tell those loved ones, if they truly are loved ones, if they are your loved ones, if they truly love you, they'll accept you for who you are, not who you have sex with. And you know what? If that's what you're attracted to, trans women, man, fucking be you, man. I like women. I do. I like women. You could put me next to the hottest dude in the world. My penis is not going to fucking work. I could take all the barracuda I have in my fucking warehouse. I'm not going to get a hard on for a dude. You put a hot woman next to me. Hell, you put an average woman next to me. My penis will be fine. I understand. If you're truly attracted to trans women, it's like my attraction to females. I completely understand that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you are. Just fucking be you. I'm Mark Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Because being you and not giving a fuck, that's not a game.